everybody, and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday at the Self-Help FAQ YouTube channel. As you see now, I have a sign, so I'm happy about that. We're going to continue our theme on personal independence. And you know, personal independence is something a lot of adults struggle to find. If they've been shaped by controlling environments or difficult relationships, myself included. So this video, I will share two personal stories, one about gaining independence and one about losing it. And we'll explore how we can reclaim or build true independence in stages. So let's get to it. So the first personal story is about the time I went to a place where I actually gained some freedom, in a place where you wouldn't expect it, the Soviet Union. So I was in my 20s when I went there. And it's a place where many people saw it as the epitome of restriction and control, and it was in those times. But ironically, it became the place where I first tasted true independence. Can you believe it? Well, I grew up with a very overprotective father. I wasn't allowed to ride my bike out of sight of the house. I couldn't go on field trips in school because he was afraid I'd either drown if we were near a lake or I'd get kidnapped. And I wasn't allowed to date till I was 18. All my other friends were dating starting at like 14, 15, 16. I was not allowed to do that. And even as a college student, where during my time of my bachelor's degree, I lived at home, I was expected home by 10 p.m. every night. And if I wanted to go out, I was given the third degree and questioned about everything. I couldn't go out with friends without getting that third degree, so I stopped trying. I felt like I was suffocating, like I couldn't grow up. Then came the opportunity to travel to the Soviet Union for a summer with 50 other students and a couple of professors. It was part of my program in studying the Russian language. I just happened to take the course in Russian because other language courses interfered with my general ed requirements, and Russian was the only thing open. And I fell in love with that language, and I saw this opportunity coming up to go to the Soviet Union. To me, it sort of felt like, oh, maybe this would be a great place to have a vacation. Maybe I can get away for a little while, learn the language even better. So I brought it up to my father, and to my surprise, he agreed that it was a good idea. I think that he was thinking it would look good on my resume once I was out in the workforce, maybe looking for a government job or a translation job or something like that. Once I got there, something inside of me opened up. I was free to meet real Russians, and I did so outside my hotel. I had a roommate that didn't want to go places with me. She preferred some other friend. We were told by our professors that we should go out in twos or groups so as not to get in any kind of trouble or to get help if we did. But she preferred somebody else, and so everyone was coupled up with their roommates except me. So I said, you know what? There's a park below my hotel. I'm going to go there and just sit there and do my homework and see what happens. And some good things did happen. Russians back then were very curious. If they saw someone that was dressed differently than them, which I was dressed like an American in jeans, maybe a t-shirt or a cute shirt. And I had American sneakers on. And so they noticed this, and they were very curious, and they would come up to me sitting on the bench outside my hotel. And so I got to meet real Russians. I went off with them to coffee shops and to Leningrad's one disco. Leningrad is the place that I first went. And as I got to know them, obviously I didn't go off alone at first. There was always someone else, more than one Russian or maybe another American would come along. And I started to get invited to their apartments, and after that, maybe a coffee shop, a disco, and then finally a dacha. This is a great thing because I don't know any other students in my group that got to see a Russian dacha. It's a very special thing. That's kind of like what you might call a cottage here. It's like a small little home away from home, 1 or 2 rooms. And they use the dachas in order to have a garden, because in the cities they only live in apartments and they can't have gardens. So each family having a dacha gives them the chance to grow their own food. And so it was very cool to go and see a dacha and meet all the people that were around the dachas. A very laid back, easygoing, nice way of living there. So after visiting the apartments and dachas, I also got to ride around the canals in the city. The city looks a little bit like Venice, with canals going around the city. It's very beautiful and fun to hop a ride on one of the boats, the tourist boats that you can go on. And so no one here was watching the clock. If it was free time, other times we had classes, and so you had to watch the clock. But for the most part, in our free time, we were free to do whatever we wanted to do. And so no one was telling me I couldn't go here or I couldn't go there, or I had to be home at a certain time. So I was suddenly able to just be an adult, make my own decisions, go where I wanted to, learn about the culture my own way, with real people from Russia. And so let me give you a short little 20-second slideshow on that. I hope you'll enjoy it. Pay special attention to, if you see the cathedral with a park underneath it, that's the park where I met these Russian people and got to know them. And in another scene, you'll see the tourist boats with people on it riding through the canals, and how very beautiful this place really is. Let's take a look. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that quick little slideshow of Russia as well, the Soviet Union as it was about in 1984. That's when the pictures were taken. And, you know, this trip gave me more than memories. It gave me courage. It showed me I was capable of making choices, of navigating a strange country, of living my own life on my own terms. And the great irony is, that's the first place I ever truly felt free. Wasn't in a free country. It was in the Soviet Union. A country where people didn't have independence gave me the courage to claim mine. Just think about that. So it wasn't long after that trip that I finally moved out on my own, after I'd gotten my bachelor's degree and in the middle of my first year of my master's. It just gave me the courage. It's all I needed, was to get a little boost of courage, and I was able to move out on my own, despite what my father said. I had to do it to grow up. I'm sure you understand. Okay, so now it's time for the second personal story of mine. Not as happy as that one. You know, not all loss of personal independence comes from parental control or political restrictions. Sometimes we hand it over willingly to someone we love. When you become half of a couple, you may start to think in terms of we, so much so that your I disappears. It feels good at first, you know, like unity. But slowly you stop making decisions for yourself. You lose sight of your own hobbies, your own time, and your own voice. And then sometimes the we ends. Maybe they leave you. Maybe life circumstances split you apart. Or maybe, and this is a deeper wound, they betray you. And this is what happened to me in my previous 3 relationships, before the one I'm in now, which is a great relationship. In the 3 previous to this one, 2 out of the 3 partners betrayed me and were having other people on the side. So when a partner is unfaithful, it's not just a break of trust. It's a collapse of the shared identity you built. You might ask yourself, how did I not see this coming? Who am I now without them? It's just as destructive as abandonment because it shakes your self-worth right at the foundation. If you've given so much of your independence to the relationship, then when it fails, you feel like you failed. Reclaiming your independence after betrayal takes more than forgiveness. It takes rebuilding, not of the relationship, but of yourself. And this is something I had to learn the hard way over time. And because I learned it and went through it and experienced it, I was able to pass on to other people what I learned. And this is what started me writing my first books. So my first book that I wrote was about the betrayal, why it happens and what you can do about it. But then I learned more in the next relationship. And that helped me write my second book. And let me show you that now, and I might want to read a little bit from it to you. Okay, so here's a quick look at the front cover. How to Attract a High-Quality Man, 4 Essential Tools that Help You Walk Away from Losers and into the Arms of a Great Man. Now, yes, I did write this for women, but the basic foundations in here, the 4 tools, is good for anyone. I mean, everyone should be practicing these 4 things. Of course, I don't want to give all of them away, but basically you have to start with yourself. You have to become self-aware and actually learn how to be personally independent before you get involved with anyone. Because when you're out looking, or if someone comes along that wants to see you or you want to see them, there are things you have to do to actually attract the right ones. Let me read a little bit of the book to you. This is from page 41 in the book. Wouldn't it be great if you were like a computer system and you could reset your life back to a time when things worked properly? Well, if you have never known anything but dysfunctional relationships, that sure doesn't give you any good options. But the thing about your dysfunctional relationships is they all have one thing in common. That's you. That's not to say you're totally to blame, but rather that you need to look at what you're doing when you're in a relationship, who you are letting in, and how you are reacting to them. All of these things, if they add up to you being unhappy, angry, and depressed, mean that you need to do some detective work on yourself. Learn how to better deal with others and change your thinking and behavior. You have the power to take control of yourself and your future. You must take time out in order to do the work on yourself to be better prepared for whatever the future holds. You should step away from romantic relationships to do the work necessary. That means you need to stop dating or to get away from the dysfunctional relationship you're in now to begin the process. A professional counselor can help you with this if it's too difficult. Being in a romantic relationship or dating while you're trying to do self-work isn't going to help you. It will only distract you or dissuade you from doing the work. Then the pattern of dysfunction will continue. If you're fortunate enough to be single at this time, then great, you're ready to begin. Okay, and I'm going to tell you about the first tool in the 4-tool set that you need for working on yourself in the book. Free gift from me to you. So the first tool that you need in helping yourself get better in this situation and gain more independence, personal independence, is you need to build your self-awareness. When you're self-aware, you know what you like and don't like, how you affect other people, and what you will or won't allow into your life. Often your feelings about things and situations tell you what you are and are not comfortable with. How you act upon those feelings will determine how happy or unhappy you are with your life and relationships. How you deal with red flags in relationships is a good test of not only if you are self-aware, but also if you have built tools within yourself to act upon those flags. If you're constantly in bad relationships, it's a clue that you need to do some introspection and learn what your boundaries are or should be, and in which direction you want your life to go. You need to take control of yourself and not give your power away to others. You need practice at standing up for yourself. This takes forethought and courage. Also, using journaling and a friend's ear can help go a long way to achieving better self-awareness and courage. And after that, I give you some exercise to help you with that. So that book is available on Amazon, and I will put the link below if you want to, look more into that. And remember that this book actually, either men or women can read it and take from it what they learn and use it. It doesn't have to be just for women. Just change the words to person if that will work better for you. Okay, here's a view of some houses outside my window. Why am I showing you houses? Because I want you to think about building independence is like building a house. For the foundation, that's where you're helping yourself become more self-aware. This is about basic self-care, mental stability, eating, sleeping, thinking clearly, and just building up from the foundation is yourself, your own self. You have to start there. When you think about the frames of a house, this is about knowing your personal values, your preferences, and what your boundaries should be. And then when you think about the walls inside a house, it's like setting up your own routines, your goals, and support systems. And your roof is protection from dependency or loss, your ability to stay upright if someone walks away. Many of us are living in emotional houses with no roof. One storm, like a breakup or a betrayal, and the whole structure collapses. To build real independence, we need all four parts. So right about now, some of you might be thinking, well, what is my roof? You might know about all the other things, but what is my roof? And for me, which I had said that it's protection from dependency or loss, for me, my roof was friends. Every time something happened, like a betrayal or someone would walk away, I would feel like my whole world was caving in. But it was real, true friends that got me through it. Other people who were maybe a bit stronger than me and very wise helped me through it. So maybe your roof will be your friends, or it could be a counselor, or a really good book that has wise advice, or maybe even my channel. That would be great to hear that from you, that I could be your roof even for a little bit. Oh, and if you want a journal prompt, I almost forgot to give it to you, so this might seem out of sequence, but if you want a journal prompt for today's discussion, especially about building in stages like a house, like the house metaphor, here's your prompt. Where in your independence house are you the weakest? And what can you do this week to strengthen it? Give that one a try. Where in your independence house are you weakest? And what can you do this week to strengthen it? So anyway, that's it for today, and I'm so glad that you could join me. If you have any questions or comments about what we talked about today, you can put it below in the comments. You could reach me at barb@selfhelpfaq.com. You could go to my Facebook page, Self-Help FAQ Facebook page. All the links will be below. And thanks a lot for joining. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on Friday when I'll answer a viewer question about journaling. There may be more questions, but just haven't arrived yet. So hopefully I'll see you Friday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.